If you're unfamiliar with my stream or my channel, you'll know that I have an unhealthy obsession with stream quality. I've worked my butt off in regards to what this platform has to offer for a really long time, and I believe it started as early as 2016. I bought a Pentium friggin' Xeon server farm processor so that I can be one of the first few streams that actually had 1080p streaming back in, like, it was about 2016 or something like that. Back then, it was like, wow, we have some ridiculously good stream quality, and I've always been obsessed with that, right? That is about to change. And the reason that's about to change is because the stream quality on Twitch has been relatively maxed out for a little while now, with some small mediary changes in between. It feels like the 1080 60 FPS streams that we have are about as good as they can possibly be. There's only so much we can shove through this X264 codec. For anybody that doesn't know, this is an ancient way to process video that comes from like the mid 2000s, I think, and it's still being used in this day. Ever since I became like an official like Twitch actual partner, like an actual like contracted Twitch folk, some of my, whenever I had the eyes and the ears of people that were, willing to listen, I would always be barking up the tree of like, hey, so is AV1 encoding possible? Is it possible we get higher bitrate? Is it possible for this? Is it possible for that? Long story short, CES is happening right now. The Consumer Electronic Show? Whatever the hell it's called. Essentially a giant expo demonstration of all the big tech companies showing off all their crazy cool shit that is going to be dropping over the next year to years or something like that. It might not be that Twitch is getting AV1, but things are definitely changing. Nvidia had a special address at CES 2024 where they directly announced a partnership. Nvidia is going to be officially partnering with Twitch as well as OBS to sort of revolutionize the next era of streaming, sort of different than the way YouTube does, because also YouTube is does allow for higher bitrate, higher resolution streaming, and YouTube streams look pretty good, but this is a bit different. So let me just go over this and sort of break this down, like what we're looking forward to and what we're on the bleeding edge of.
One of the most popular platforms for content creators, with over 7 million streamers going live each month to 35 million daily viewers. These viewers are on all kinds of devices and internet services. Yet many Twitch streamers are limited to broadcasting at a single resolution and quality level. As a result, they must broadcast at lower quality to reach more viewers. Twitch, OBS, and Nvidia are announcing enhanced broadcasting. This new feature,
to sort of just clarify what he says, yeah, if you are not an official like partner on Twitch, if you're not partnered, if you're not like a sub button and stuff like that, you only get source quality. So if you pump out a 1080p stream on Twitch right now, it is specifically just a 1080p stream at whatever bitrate you're shooting it at, and it directly translates that to the other folks that are watching. That means there's no transcoding technically happening. What does that mean for the viewer? It means that if you're in places that don't get great internet, you just won't be able to watch the stream. If you're in places that might not be able to, like, might slowly get it, then it's going to be chugging pretty hard. But if you are a Twitch partner, one of the lovely things about it is that they transcode your stream. So once you're officially like a part of the Twitch, like a partner / ambassador or something like that, they give you quality options. And you'll probably see this on my stream and many others, but you get like a 1080p 60, which is like what you shoot out to Twitch. And then they also give you and show the viewers, well, 720, 720, 30, 480, 160. They transcode like all the way down to, much smaller bit rates so that people can actually watch this stuff, which is great. And albeit very necessary, because not everybody is going to have ass-blastingly fast internet.
Will allow streamers to transmit up to 5 concurrent streams to Twitch at different resolutions and quality, so each viewer can receive the optimal experience. Twitch
That's
Enhanced
interesting.
Broadcast will be supported on all RTX GPUs. Beta signups start today and will go live later this month. Twitch will also experiment with 4K and AV1 on GeForce RTX 40 series to deliver.
I can't believe it, man. We made it. We made it, bro. I would be secretly lurking in Twitch devs sort of streams, because they'll host streams every once in a while, some Twitch devs, and there will be AV1 streams here and there. And it's like, whoa, what am I looking at? And they're actually streaming like Warzone or something like that in an AV1 format. And you can briefly communicate with them. They're like, how does it look? And that's about it. But that was everything. It was never actually coming to us, you know? While AV1 is cool, it's like it's what is used on for a lot of YouTube stuff. It's what they use on like Disney streaming services, HBO, like Max, whatever the hell it's called now, Dix. It's all of these like big streaming websites. The whole wonderful thing of AV1 is that you can produce a ridiculously good-looking visual stream with nominal bitrate, like 1/4 the bitrate you would normally need through old school encodecs. By the way, thank you, Divine Spirit. So that helps for everything, right? It's like the same thing we've always talked about. How do you get a more fuel efficient like car? Well, you don't just make the gas tank bigger, which is the equivalent of, you don't just throw more bitrate at it. You make the car function differently to use the fuel better. And that is exactly what AV1 is. It essentially utilizes bitrate better, so it doesn't need as much to be shot out at it. What's the drawback? The drawback is that transcode and decoding are like, you know, it can require specific hardware. Not everybody's system will have that. And that's the issue with like AV1. Obviously, all modern TVs, most modern TVs will have it and it'll be fine. But not everybody's like device is going to support that in some way. So that's the issue with AV1, where it's not like a catch-all, like, hey, we're just all good, you know? No, like AV1 is obviously like a step forward later, but there's even like, obviously this isn't just about AV1 streaming. It's a multitude of things. Unless you got like a 4080, yeah, you know.
Deliver even better quality and higher resolution streaming. Today, we are announcing the Super Series. Let's take a look.
So that was about it. You know, just a global effort of working with Twitch and OBS through NVIDIA directly, where their cards that are, I think the 4000 series or above cards, actually have hardware in them for AV1 encode, right, and decode. I think it's the 3000 series can decode, but it can't encode. The 4000 series can do both, you know. But the breakdown of this actually comes a little bit later. There's another streamer slash content creator I follow that has been helping out with, you know, stream quality and things of the like forever. And he's through the moon about this, and it's Epos Fox. Let's fire this up because this is pretty big news. So, transcoding, Twitch enhanced broadcaster, something about generative AI, whatever. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we don't get something exciting here. Twitch is partnering with OBS and seemingly NVIDIA, at least at first, to release a new feature set called Enhanced Broadcasting. This feature directly addresses a common question I've seen people ask of, why can't I just encode my own copies of the stream?
So, and this is an interesting topic when it comes to how can we make our quality like better here? What can we do on our end? And there was always a huge roadblock, right? There was always a huge roadblock. When you broadcast to a platform like Twitch, it's going to essentially hit their ingest server, from what I understand, and then transcode it themselves, and then also spit out that, you know, multi-format 720p, 1080p, you know, 480, 360, all that kind of stuff, so that everybody can watch it. It's like, okay, that's cool. The problem is that it always hits their server first, and then essentially essentially translates that into a viewable experience that is a sort of homogenized experience on all of Twitch, and it all runs the same way, yada yada yada. So now the question is like, well, what if I just did that part myself, right? What if what if the computers we had, the graphics cards we have now, which are more than capable, if this was 5 years ago, buddy, hell no, that would not work. However, a lot of our modern hardware is completely capable of doing that shit. So there's been kind of this question. So how does that work? Because essentially, if you just spit that image out to Twitch, what's the problem there? Well, the problem there is if they don't do their own transcodes, then people that can only enjoy the streams are only going to enjoy that one version of the stream. They're only going to enjoy this like really super high quality 1440p or 1080p stream. And a lot of the other folks that might not get to enjoy the 720 or, 480 because they're on their phone or their, their N-Gage or some shit have no chance of enjoying it. So there is still an issue there. So anyway, moving forward.
Send to Twitch or YouTube or whatever in higher quality. With this, a streamer equipped with an RTX graphics card can encode multiple different quality streams and send those to Twitch to target different viewers.
So, and that's the big thing. The wonderful part about this, and it's the reason that I've usually gotten NVIDIA stuff in general, like I said, their graphics cards quite literally come with hardware on it that is used for nothing but AV1 and HEVC encodes, which are newer, high-quality encodes, obviously with really good-looking image quality and motion and all this stuff. It's just so much better than this old-ass shit we've had before. So that's the wonderful thing about it, is that, oh, well, our graphics cards can just do that without any cost, right? Because if you guys don't know, from what I do, I don't use any of that stuff right now. All of the, what's it called, HVanc, NVanc, streams that most people will run because it's great. I do not use that. Because the CPU encoded streams, where you use your actual CPU to get the stream image, I think it's just way better. It just provides a crisper and clearer, and when it comes to fighting games especially, which is, a very large majority of what goes up on my channel, it just is a little bit better looking. It's marginal. It's like a 10% difference. But really, if it's about like when push comes to shove and I'm at the bleeding edge of this technology and it doesn't get any better, that's the small jumps I was looking for over the past like 5 to 6 years. But, this stuff was a massive upgrade, just a huge upgrade when it came to this shit. It was so much different.
And send those to Twitch to target different viewers, including reaching up to 4K 60 FPS streaming. Initially, you'll only be able to encode up to 3 of these of your own streams at once, but the plan is to unlock it up to 5 long term, which would cover the gamut of 480p, 720p, 1080p, 1440p, and 4K.
So that solves that problem right off the bat, right? That solves the problem that, the people that have really good internet can enjoy a super high quality stream, and the folks that do not have good internet can still watch the stream with no disruption to the experience. That solves the issue of like, okay, so how do we make this experience? How do we not fuck over a side of the audience that, that you have to consider, which is the people that are just on their phones and they don't care if the streams are at 720 or 1080.
Alongside this, to enable...
Will it cost more to the viewer? Not at all. It won't cost shit. This will be the only difference is that for the people that actually have fast internet, the streams will just look ridiculously good. Here's what it also means for me personally. It also means that the translated footage that goes to YouTube is gonna look way better too, right? So if I encode my streams at like AV1 or something like that, and I shoot it over to, our editors and stuff, and they just start rendering stuff out at 4K, it'll look significantly better, dude.
High quality 1440p and 4K streaming, Twitch will begin experimenting with HEVC and AV1 codecs during the early access period for enhanced broadcasting. These are higher efficiency codecs than the traditional H.264 that you're used to sending to Twitch, which will allow you to send much higher quality at the same bitrate that you normally stream to Twitch, maintain the same quality at a much lower bitrate, and unlocks resolution options like 1440p and 4K. The details I've been given are sparse so far. All right, so while NVIDIA's presentation was pretty sparse for details on this program, I did time travel here with some inside. So while NVIDIA's presentation was pretty sparse for details on this program, I did time travel here with some inside details from Twitch to kind of paint a much clearer and much better picture of what the enhanced broadcasting thing is going to be. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the goal here is to provide a better viewing experience for the viewers while also reducing costs. Whenever you send a live stream to Twitch, you open OBS, you hit stream, you send a feed through the RTMP protocol to Twitch. This is how it's worked, and we've had years of videos of best settings to optimize for quality and all that, because they do have a bitrate cap in normal streaming. You do have a limit of 6 to 8 megabits per second, and that only gives you so much for quality. But then if you are not a partner, or you're not a lucky affiliate or whatever, you don't have transcoding. Transcoding is the process of taking your stream and reconverting it or encoding it to lower qualities, and so that's how you, like by default, everyone gets source quality on Twitch. But then if you have transcoding, you also get, you have your 1080p, but you also get 720p, 480p, 360p, whatever. Only partners are guaranteed to have that. And that means if you are streaming and someone from another country with poor internet, or just another state in the US with worse internet, or on mobile or whatever, they could have trouble loading your stream if you only have source quality. They could have buffering, they could just not be able to play it at all. It could chew through their data plan and they might not want to watch it in that high of a quality. And so the strategy in prior years has always been to just, if you are that worried about mobile streamers, stream at 3.5 megabits per second instead of the full 6 or 8.
Yeah, this is the reason, because of the entire way the internet streaming system worked. The answer was just, okay, well, we could just shoot more bitrate at this shit, but that causes a problem. Like, that causes a problem for maybe not a wide audience, but enough people that would have their viewing experience compromised, where it's like, okay, got it. So that's not going to work.
But obviously there's quality concerns with that and whatever. Twitch is overhauling the streamer to Twitch relationship here to improve this. And this will not be like a partner exclusive thing. Partners will still get transcoding on Twitch's side regardless, but this enhanced broadcasting thing allows you as the streamer to replace the transcoding pipeline. It will allow you to send those other qualities for viewers to have, and to reconfigure your stream on the fly based on your internet, the internet of your viewers, and all of those things.
So that's amazing, because that's amazing because now you don't, number one, you don't have to be a partner, right? Now you don't have to have a certain amount of viewership or all this kind of stuff. If you want people, if you have like 10 viewers or something and you don't want their experience compromised, if you just have like a 4000 series like GPU or something like that, you should be good. Now you can actually shoot out all the streams at one time, provided you have like the upload and stuff like that to make that experience okay for everybody. So that's great.
Which is wild. This leverages yet another update to so RTMP is the protocol that you typically stream to most streaming websites with. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, whatever. You've typically always used RTMP. That is just the protocol that's used to send video from one place to another. It has lots of downsides, as plenty of other protocols have come up and shown, but it's been like seemingly the most reliable that everyone has used for these kinds of streaming platforms, where you're streaming your feed to a service that then converts it and streams it to many. That is typically what's used. Last year and moving into this year, we got an update to that protocol for the first time in a long time, called Enhanced RTMP or RTMP Plus. It's had a couple names now. Enhanced RTMP seems to be the one it lands on. That allows
this is essentially the end of bitrate hell,
for some subtitle support and things like that. And that is how on YouTube we were able to start streaming AV1 and HEVC over to YouTube for higher quality from the streamer to YouTube. But YouTube still then transcodes everything and spits it out to the viewer.
And this is the kind of the issue with the YouTube version of it, is that, yeah, YouTube essentially goes through their own sort of bakery when it comes to the image. So even on YouTube, if you obviously have significantly higher quality, it's still going through, their encode or transcode that's going to shoot something out, right? That's going to shoot something out that might not be exactly what it would be like natively, So to move forward a little bit, again, what's amazing about this is the fact that this for me personally wouldn't just increase the quality of my streams, it would also significantly increase the quality of my YouTube videos and stuff like that without me having to record all of this extra video on the side that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
So this is going to allow for higher quality, for lower latency with those transcode options, and for you to reach more people even as a non-partnered streamer, which is a pretty big deal. And then we got to talk about that auto config thing, because this is a big deal. I have been saying for years to stop. I've made videos in the past about all the different X264 options, about NVENC H264 flags, whatever. But I've been saying for the past few years to stop worrying about that stuff, to stop stressing about it, to just kind of send the best you can and let your streaming service handle the rest.
Yeah, this was the same mentality I've had when it comes to people that talk about streaming. When eventually so many people come to you and they're like asking about stream stuff. And you have to sort of like give them this breakdown where it's like, well, just stream with what you have, because if don't try to think that what you are doing right now is going to build that audience, right? Like that fast. Don't do that. Like go about it in a way that just lets you to connect with people, and then if it starts going good and people are supporting you, then you can start taking the next steps.
And this takes it to the next level, to the extent that when you check this checkbox, you are no longer managing stream settings at all. It will take into account your system specs, your graphics card, memory, CPU, whether you're on a dedicated, streaming PC or you're gaming and streaming on the same PC. It will take all of that into consideration and tell your OBS what settings to stream, how many different video tracks to send, what resolutions to send them at, what encoders to use. So if you have an RTX 40 series card, you'll be able to send AV1 or HEVC once they start unlocking those tiers for you to experiment with. And by the way, the rest of the enhanced broadcasting with just normal streaming goes all the way back to GTX 900 series.
And that's crazy that this stuff is supported to that ancient of graphics cards. Like holy shit. Wow.
So no one's getting left out. Awesome. It is mostly NVIDIA focused at first, but it'll get unlocked to everyone. So that means effectively, once this beta rolls out to everyone, it will be they're going to take their time with it. They're inviting groups from the applicants. You can go to twitch.tv/broadcast or dashboard.twitch.tv/broadcast and sign up for the beta. Then it's open now. As soon as this video goes live, over the next few days, they will be inviting more people in to test it, and whatever, they'll have waves of people testing it out. And so as it rolls out or whatever, once people have access to it, the concept of optimized stream settings for Twitch will be dead.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about it anymore. It's literally gone. This shit will quite literally handle itself because of the way the partnership is working between like OBS, Twitch, and NVIDIA. They're just configured with all of each other now completely. I don't know if that'll be that way for YouTube, but you're already in it, right? Oh, don't worry. I'm in it. Don't worry. I'm one of the resident champions of Twitch partners that has been, screaming to the heavens of people and the eyes and the ears of folks like this. I have literally had sit down conversations with with very high level people, I won't say who, at Twitch, just asking about this stuff for years now, even before the modern CEOs and stuff like that. So it's pretty sick, right? This is exactly what we've been looking for. To be frank, I was an old man yelling at clouds before friggin' FF7 Remake Part 1 came out to hope that we would be able to get this stuff before that time, where it was like, oh, maybe, just maybe, we could actually get this before FF7 Remake. And no, it was like, no, it's not happening. Damn, yelling at clouds, shit. I didn't mean to do that, chat.
Higher number of encodes, you'll be able to potentially send along AV1 or HEVC along with your H.264 encodes and provide those extra high quality options to viewers. And with all this, the higher the bit rate that you can send to Twitch obviously has to change too, because by default you can send 6 to 8 megabits per second. That's not enough for multiple streams of video, so they are going to increase the aggregate cap here to allow for those multiple streams. According to their blog posts and stuff, we're looking at 4 to 10 megabits per second as the cap right now, but I'm told all of this is going to change on the fly. They are really, they are hammering home here that the focus is on providing the best viewer experience and using all of the beta testing and data to determine what they allow, what they extend resources to, how they allocate things best to make sure they're providing the best experience. They don't want to just, which is what everyone's been asking for a few years now, to just flip on the high bitrate AV1 stream flag or whatever,
yep,
and not really focus on what that looks like for everyone else viewing at home, for those who don't have great internet connections. And I respect that. Like,
so 4 to 10 megabit per second feed on AV1 is kind of nice. Yes, and if they do use 4 to 10 megabit for AV1, that is higher than Disney Plus. It's higher than any of the streaming services. And I believe the average bitrate of most streaming services 4K HDR footage is about 5 to 6 meg. So that's how efficient, you know, even for a 4K stream of like a movie or something like that, that's what it takes. It actually does not take that much bitrate. Chad, if anybody is watching this stream currently right now on Twitch, if you're watching this in source, you're watching it at something relatively close to 8 megabit per second. So that's only going to go up a couple more, but it'll just be much more efficient. You know, it'll be much more efficient about it.
It's kind of a bummer sitting here as I said, the AV1 hype train conductor, to not have the direct answer be, yeah, we're turning on AV1, we're turning on, you know, what, 15 megabits per second. Everyone can have crisp quality streams now. But the fact that they are
yes, I mean, and some people are already making a very fine observation. Mine isn't actually 8,200. It's not actually 8,000, it's 8,200.
so focused on what the viewer gets and what that experience is, and that they do want to provide those higher quality things because that will allow for 1440p and 4K or whatever. That's really important. And the fact that this new setting allows the streamer to stop stressing over super technical settings and all of that, while also giving Twitch the control to dynamically adjust these things to enable those higher qualities, this is awesome. Like, I am over the moon about this. Checking my notes here. I'm just adding this into the video here. I don't think I really missed anything. Like,
pretty good news, man. It's pretty incredible news. So again, this is shout out to Epos Fox for like putting this together.